At ESO, we do 3 indices a year, and the ones that just came out are our EMS and Fire Index. And we look at things like the number of calls, types of calls, and what's happening on fire calls, and more importantly, how folks are decontaminating after working fires. The great part about the indices is they give organizations the ability to not just see how they're doing, but to compare themselves to the larger nation and to figure out, if they're really high performers, maybe they can share their best practices, or maybe there's room for improvement, and they can look at the indices to help identify those areas of need and hopefully potentially make some changes. One of the most surprising things, we looked at wildland fires and we talked about that, about how they are increasing in recent years and every community has been affected. Wildland fires, we had thought would have some seasonality to them. Maybe they'd be more likely to happen in the fall, but that's not what we saw. There's no real trend. Wildland fires are happening at large numbers every month and throughout the country. So that was really surprising. And another surprising thing was the number of folks who don't document any decontamination procedures after a working fire. We were about 25% who don't document it. Now, whether the procedures were performed and not documented or just not performed at all, that's not something we can really answer right now. But either one of those is not an optimal outcome. So we really want folks to be keeping themselves safe, performing those on-scene decontamination procedures and documenting them so that we can show if there is improvement. I think the best way to use it is to get a good idea of what is in the indices, look at those numbers and how the nation is performing, and then go into insights and run those reports on your own and see how you're performing. It's a good starting point, right? It tells folks where we are, and it allows us to track over time, and it allows us to understand not just where we are as a nation, but where the agency is. It'll allow them to do some analyses and really kind of understand if there's work to do. Data are so powerful, and without them, we're kind of just guessing. We have the ability to look at really what's happening in the field and what is important and what's changing, and adapt based on what we're finding. Using these real world data allow us to do some things that were really out of the realm of possibility a few years ago.